All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Morning, Fernando, Jean, Vegas, SS. I have some news coming up in a few minutes, so it's a medium. Well, it's Canadian news, but the high impact news for us is 9:45. So, morning, doctor. So just be kind of just a little bit of aware of this one. And in case y'all didn't see, the 90% off sale got extended till May 1st, so the rest of the month, due to the rhythmic outage yesterday. Hopefully, if your accounts got messed up, they've been fixed already. Hopefully. If not, they are working on them. Apex is amazing. Support, company, everything. Because that rhythmic outage was global. So literally everybody, every company had that problem. And Apex has always been the only one to fix that. They'll eat the cost and fix everybody's accounts. I don't know if other companies will follow suit since, Apex has done it multiple times. They haven't. And I know they've been trying to keep up with Apex. So either way, I'm glad I'm with Apex. All right, so we had on the 50 tick this chop below the 0.25 dev since about 6:50-ish, 6:45 in the morning, all the way until about 10 minutes after 8 a.m. Then we had a breakout bar, and then here we are. So let's see where we go from here. On the 30 tick, we had... Here's the sideways 50 tick chop breakout. Now we have a little bit of a cluster. It came up pretty close to the ice level. So let's see where it goes from here. Trying to see if there's any significant mini magnets for me. So it looks Simplicity's trying to go long, but I would need it to break out above that ice level before I look for an LRE. Settlement's right above, so it might make a settlement run. But I want to point this out, though. So what you see here on the 30 tick, Look at this bar here. Look at this mini magnet. What bar is that? That's the third bar. But I would not mark this as a wall, like a TBS wall, because I just want to point this out. This bar did not make a higher high from back here. See that? Had this bar went up higher, like here, and then the third bar gave that mini magnet and did this run down, that would be a wall-worthy mini magnet. So I just wanted to point that out. All right, it's gone back far enough. I'll look at it better later. Okay, so here's the simplicity. Trying to make its way up. 8:30 now, so I really don't think that news is going to do anything to us. Medium impact Canadian news, but morning, Jim. Morning, Ezra. So now I'm waiting to see if it'll break through this and give an LRE. If not, see, I won't take one here. I want it to break through first. Let's see if we do get a reset, which I don't know if we will, and it just laid a brand new red eye zone right here too on this bar. So, but if this does flip red, and then we flip green again and get a long above here, that's a simplicity I'll enter. I'll enter that one. And actually, I'd probably target a good 20 points on that up to this mini magnet at 70. And then you have settlement right above, so very well could just go up to settlement. But only if we get a reset. If we don't get a reset, then I'll just look for an LRE. Oh, I need to refresh my magnets, dynamic magnets, and flux levels. Aha, there we go. So threw up a few dynamic magnets that weren't there. So we do have a reset now. Got a reset. Let's see where we go from here. Might get the simplicity above the... So we do have an early entry. I'm going to go ahead and take it. So we have an early entry. Let's see if it goes. Hoping it doesn't want to come back and test the cluster on the 30, but we'll see. Yeah, it's coming all the way back and testing that cluster. This cluster on the 30 right here. My stop is like right at the cluster. It's probably gonna, it's not looking good on this one. You can see it busted out, turned around right where I got in. and laid a paw there on the 10 and potentially one on the 30. We'll see what happens. Getting some HD on the 10 tick. But see, that's the danger too. See, this bar is a lot bigger than the rest. So I got in on a bigger bar, but it broke. And actually, I got a later fill too. So this, I'm not too confident in this one, but it might go. It might just needed to retrace and test that cluster again before it goes. We'll see. That triple cluster's on the 10 right now. Down there, which is maybe a good thing for me. It can hold up. So if this can make its way back above here, I'd have more confidence that we'll go ahead and go on our little run. Hopefully it just doesn't come back right up here to where it was and reject. Because that's the risk of it coming back down into an area that I don't want. You know, where I wouldn't want the trade, where I wanted it to break out from, is that if it comes back into it like it did, then it may come right back up to this top and get rejected again. So that's my only hope, is that that does not happen. So we'll see. But a lot of times when there's that single cluster like that right here on this 30, like it'll come and want to test that cluster just like it did. So see, right back up to where it was. Now I'm hoping it doesn't get rejected here. That's my only concern. But if we can get up a little bit higher, then it should go. I can tighten up my stop a little more now. The simplicity lines, oh, I guess you can't see it. Here we go. Simplicity lines are moving up, so reduce my risk some. So it's kind of getting rejected there again. It's hovering around that ice level. It broke it, but hovering around it. Got ODD on the 10 with a mini magnet, so that's not a good sign. No setup on it though, but it's never a good sign that happens. See if it tries for it again. I have very little risk in this trade now though, because simplicity tightened up, the lines tightened up. I'm down 13, so I'll probably lose like 20 something ticks on this if it does lose. And this is on 5 micros, so it'd be more like losing 10 ticks or so on one mini if it does end up losing. Hey, morning, Johnny. It's really consolidating here, so it's going to burst somewhere. Hopefully it's long. And I'm keeping it on this chart because if I go to my 10, you're not going to be able to see my entry and stuff because I'm crossing over to micros from Sim. All right, see now if this bar closes underneath the solid line, then I'm going to get out. Right now it's at the solid line. Got about 10 seconds left on this bar. If it closes below the green line, then I'm out. There we go. Oh, I don't know what happened there. All right. So that one didn't work. But see, it only equals about 9 ticks of a mini. So I'm not worried about that. Might get a short here, but there's not a lot of room with a short. And then it'd be going right back to where that cluster is. I do like this mini magnet potentially, and the rejected off this ice. But then we have this cluster here. So if it does go short, I mean, it might run back down. But then we have this OP here, although we did have a clean sweeper leg, so. Yeah, I figured this short's probably going to go. Yeah, exactly, Jean. You start tightening up your, reducing your risk. As long as it just doesn't fly against you, usually it's going to be okay. Yeah, see, that was only roughly $40 that I lost. $40 to $44. Okay, now it's hitting that cluster on the 30. But in that 30 tick mini magnet, that bar with the mini magnet closed, this more than likely will push down. The only thing I just really didn't like was this cluster and then these order prints here, even though this leg cleaned it up. I mean, this wick kind of tested and cleared that up too, but I don't see it as being a really clean trade. Because that long would have had, you know, a lot of clean room up above. Just couldn't do it. Hey, Tommy. So, see, we are getting a pullback on simplicity here a little bit, but, you know, we're in this, like, little range zone here. I'm not going to take it. I really want to wait and see if we can get moving somewhere, either above or below. Because, see, like, right now just about now would be an entry, and we don't even have a 1 bar reversal on the 10 tick. I do like it's testing these 3 clusters here. But then we have a cluster here. I don't know. It's just not very clean for me. All right, we're getting another potential mini magnet on the 30. If this closes down, I mean, we have a deviation down here, so I don't know if it really pushed too far, but this mini magnet pretty close to the ice level. But also, if you look here, this potential mini magnet is laying it right on a dynamic magnet, so that'd be pretty strong. I'm going to try out this Simplicity short here because of that mini magnet. Let's see if it'll push through. See if we can make it down to the dev or close to it. Now, the risky part of this is that the, price and market isn't moving great, but this is a read here. This is going to be a market read. So just in case it hits these dynamic magnets and don't go anywhere, I'll be ready. I mean, because that's only a few points. I'll be ready to move to break even here. It's getting right in there. Or actually, I'll just move up down here. Because it got close. But that 30 tick bar didn't close, so I'm still thinking it'll come back down and break through. But, there's that chance that it might not. And if we get this 10 tick to put this mini magnet down too, that'll help push through. All right, now it kind of bounced a little bit and retraced. I'm probably going to go to even here soon. Especially if it closes now, because the solid line will be below my entry, and I can move to break even. Actually, it's trying to break through now, so I'm going to go ahead and go to even. And because there's another dynamic right there, as soon as this bar closes, I'll probably tighten up right behind the dynamic magnet and just let it, whatever happen. Like now. See, it tightened up. Small scalp, just kind of recovered that loss, basically. I'm not taking the LRE here either because it's right back up into this little zone. So, and you see that's why I tightened up as soon as it broke this dynamic magnet here. And there's this other one here. There's not a clear run. So, yeah. Yeah, it gave it a little bust through, but then you can see here, laid this TX, potential mini magnet, all that. So this has now become really a range I don't want to have anything to do with anymore. I just wanted to get out of it. This 330, actually this dev right here, this deviation, this 329 area, or 029, up to about this 053. Like I want it to go above or below that now. So I won't play in the middle of that anymore. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, looking at those as walls is definitely the way to go. As you can see, it pretty much just happened. So, and then it laid a mini magnet on it. So now we have, seeing it's clearly the 30 tick telling me I don't want to be in this area. We got a mini magnet on the bottom, where a mini magnet was before, where a mini magnet was before. Then we have the mini magnets up here. With this chop, this whole area, it's like, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm hoping NQ will try to make a settlement run here pretty soon before I have to end the session. Now it's trying to push through again. This area up here. There's a lot of weakness up there. A lot of weakness. As soon as it got right back up here, that dropped off in orders again, as you can see with the paw. See if we get some more come in. Okay, more orders came in. So now it's busting through, so I'm going to get ready for an LRE. But do need it to go further up. There we go. Keep on going. Because I want it to clear this mini magnet, this 30 tick mini magnet, pretty good. See, we haven't got a full bar close above it yet. So I like it to make its run up a little further up in this area and then pull back. And the simplicity entry was, way down here. So that's definitely not an entry I was going to take. You can see there. So I definitely wanted to run up in this zone up here and pull back. I don't want to pull back here because we've already seen price reject around this area. I want it to clear out. Finally got another 50 tick bar close. You see the breakout bar, and then this one pulled way back and finally closed.
Orders with exhaustion box on NQ. OP rejection on NQ.
Yep, just let those renew and then take your time. All right, now we're breaking away a little bit. No ODD. Nothing on the 30 telling me it's not going to keep going. So I would like it to go up a little bit more. Because right now a pullback would be at about the ice level. Pretty much where it just pulled back to. So
Potential TX on NQ. Potential double TX on NQ.
I want it to go up a little further. Because I'd want my LRE to be in this area, my entry. So I would need it to go up further. get through these walls a little bit. See, now it just dropped a red eye block here. So if this can push up further, it'd be appreciated, NQ. See, now an LRE would be up in this area. If we can close a few seconds from now. It's pushing up through those walls. And there we go. Now, I look for my LRE. See if it pulls back to around where that mini magnet was. Actually, right there is an LRE. Just don't come back and test ice, please. Okay. Need a little bit more to go. Come on. Once I get to around 20 ticks, I move to break even. See if we... Okay, moving to break even. See if we could push up there. Come on. Don't get stuck. Just trying to lay a paw on the 30, so don't love that. And on the 10. I don't like how it's retracing a little bit, but might get me out at even. Look at that. Got me out at even. So if you had a 20 tick stop, you would have profited. But I had a 25, so I didn't get it. I got out at even. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. But now it's flipping back over. It's resetting. Simplicity is resetting. Thumper, no, I don't track or have daily pivots. It's not really part of the sniper system. So hoping that was going to be our settlement run there, but it didn't go, unfortunately. Was 5 ticks away from winning on that one. But, and see, the thing is, why I don't close the trade is because there's going to be days, like I like to let the probabilities play out. So, you know, that's in that scenario. Yeah, I could have closed with 10, 14 ticks, but there's going to be days where I close at 10, 14 ticks and it goes up and would have made the 25. So it's all a numbers probability thing. Just lost a little bit of steam. My entry was great. Got in right there. Right there. But you see what would happen if I would have just let it play out and say, well, it's either going to lose or win. I don't want it to get 5 ticks away from my profit and then come down and give me a full loser. So I'd way rather that outcome of breaking even than taking a full loser when it was 5 ticks away. Because, see, I'm still, for the day, just down 2, almost 3 ticks. I can live with that. Might get a short here. If we get a short back under this dynamic magnet, might be interested in that, because then it might come all the way back down to that bottom. But it very well could just be testing the ice, because we know what happens is when it breaks a level that it tried many times to break, then it'll typically come back down and test it, or come back and test it. So that's this little zone. I was hoping it went far enough to where it didn't need to come down and test it, but it's strong enough to where it wants to test it first. So I'm not confident in this to keep going down, but if we can get a reset long off of this now, that'd be much better. We do have a cluster on the 30 tick, right pretty much where my entry was. So it looks like it, but also with this cluster on the 30 right here, it may not just come back up and keep going, but we'll see. Simplicity's trying to go long again. I'm not going to take a long entry right here, because an entry would be pretty much right at this top, and then we just had this big bar, so it's not one I would want to take. Yeah, Philip, I mean, that's very possible. We're 22 minutes away from the open, and then we have the flash manufacturing, flash services at 9:45. It very well could not do much. But what I'm hoping is before the open, we get a nice little run right up to this, around this 70 area, and it gives me an opportunity to get something. So technically, we have not had a simplicity entry. So if we get an entry above this, depending on what I see, I may take it. But it might be a fake out, because there's nothing else I'm reading. And we have such little volume here on the 10. If it does push up above, well, I do like these clusters here, that if we do go above that, that'll tell me buyers are in charge. We do have a simplicity entry now. But we have, oh, there it goes. See, we have this ODD of 19% also, so that's kind of, and that cluster moved up. So I'm going to wait for an LRE, see if it actually starts to make its way up. Of course it will, though. Without me. Yeah, see, that's the move I was looking for earlier. Got an SLZ forming off that wall. That would be a valid SLZ short for sniper.
SLZ on NQ.
The cluster is about here.
Potential TX on NQ.
If this pulls down to about 59, I'll take an LRE. Because I like it coming down, testing that single cluster that has the buy orders.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Because this target up here is still my target of 070. But if it starts, chopping and laying these order prints and stuff too much right here, then I won't take it. If it could pull down to around right here, around this 059 and give me something nice, like some HD or something, I might still look to go long. Not anymore. See how Simplicity's going sideways now? I'd have to have it break up first. See you, Vegas. Have a good weekend.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential TX on CL. Potential OP rejection on CL. Trap orders with exhaustion box on CL. OP rejection on CL. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Yeah, especially with my target of where I think the price is going to go, right above that SLZ. That would have been one that, yeah, definitely would have been sweating on for sure. It won, but man, you'd have been like a tick away from getting stopped out.
Potential double TX on NQ. Double cluster CL.
Yeah, definitely laying a lot of stuff. Had a paw, cluster, ZY. Second bar laid another ZY. Now we have that magnet on there. Maybe even a paw if this one keeps a paw on there.
Potential TVS on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Double TX on NQ.
I have a double cluster on the 30 now. Double cluster. All right, so I'm not seeing anything else that I'm interested in right now. Even if this kind of pushes down, we're 10 minutes away from the open, so at this point, I think price is gonna really wait for the open and then wait for that 9:45 news. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a morning and come back Monday. Took a very small loss today, very small. Took a couple opportunities, very close on that LRE, but all good. Hope everybody has a great day. Watch that news at 9:45, and I'll see y'all Monday. Trade well, everybody. Take care.